Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to go over how to calculate your monthly credit card interest. So I'm going to set up a template that looks like this, where we can track our balances, use the APR, calculate the daily rate, the daily interest, and the monthly interest as well. So I'm going to start from scratch here, delete that screenshot out. And I'm going to start with creating that table that I had set up. So the key thing when you're calculating your interest charges, you want to be able to also track your balances. So I'm going to have a place for starting balance, purchases, payments, and ending balance. And so assuming that there's 30 days in your monthly cycle, in your billing cycle, I'm just going to fill this in so we could easily track the day. So copy this down until we get to 30. And then for starting balance, obviously this is your beginning balance. So if you have anything left over from the previous period, you would enter it here. Otherwise, this can be set at 0. Let's apply some number formatting there. Purchases, payments, those obviously will depend on your transactions, whether you're buying anything over the course of a month or you're paying off your card. And then that all funnels back into your ending balance. So the ending balance is simply starting balance plus your purchases and less any payments that you get. Because the key thing is when doing this, you need to calculate your ending balance every day. So you need to get to that average daily balance. And to do that, we need to have those calculations set up properly. The starting balance, aside from the first entry, which is going to be 0 or your previous month's balance, that's going to be equal to the previous day's ending balance. And then purchases and payments, obviously those are going to depend on your spending. Now you could just track the balance if you wanted to, but to give you a bit more flexibility, especially if you plan to make credit card payments over the course of the month and you want to calculate what your new average balance will be, then this will give you a bit more flexibility in doing that. Now I've already have some data, as you saw from the screenshot, of some payments and purchase amounts that I've already entered in. These are random values, but I'm going to paste them in here just to not recreate this. But as you can see, the formulas work. So we had that initial $200 purchase plus the 0 balance. There's no payments, so it went up to $200. That became the starting balance for the next day. At $50 in purchases, it's up to $250. Here's another 100 boosted to $350. So if there's no activity, the balance obviously carries and stays the same. Here the balance is $400, payment of $200, reduced it down to $200. So this is just to make sure that the formula is calculating correctly and everything looks fine. Now, one key metric that you're going to want to enter in here is the APR. So this is the yearly interest rate charge on any balance that you carry from one month to the next. This is obviously going to be key in determining your interest charges. So in this example, I'm going to use 17%, but by setting it as an input here, you can do different what if scenarios if you want to calculate what the interest charge would be at a different APR. Now, although that's the annual stated rate, credit card companies normally charge interest on a daily basis, and so we need to calculate the daily periodic rate, which I'll abbreviate as DPR. And this is a simple calculation. All we need to do is take the APR, divide it by 365 days, and let's convert this into a percentage format so it's a bit easier to read. And so as you can see, that's the rate that'll be charged on a daily basis. Now, if you don't know your APR, you may want to check your credit card statement for that, and sometimes the rate may vary depending on if it's a cash advance or a regular purchase. So if you do got two types of purchases, you may want to track two different schedules to get the right calculation here. Now, although we've got our interest rate, we still need to calculate our average daily balance, because this is what's used that will get multiplied against that daily rate. So I'm going to abbreviate this, calling this ADB for average daily balance. And we can just use the simple average function in Excel. So it makes it really simple. Just select this entire column, and because there's nothing else in here, it'll do the job for us. We don't have to worry about text or blank cells. The average is going to ignore that. So it gives us an average of $301.67. So that's our average balance over the course of the billing period. Next up, let's calculate the daily interest charge. And so no special acronym for this one. In this case, we're just taking that daily rate and then multiplying it by the average daily balance. And that tells us about 14 cents per day. Now, obviously, there's more decimal places in here. The advantage of doing this calculation in Excel is you're more precise. If you're doing this by hand, you may have to do rounding, and it won't be as exact. And maybe you don't need it to be, but with Excel, you don't have to worry about rounding or cutting off cutting off decimals along the way. And now that sets up the last calculation, and this is the monthly interest charge. And so in this case, we're taking that daily interest charge and multiplying it by the number of days in the billing cycle. Now I know there's 30 days in here, so I could just enter 30. Or what I could do is, in case, again, to have some flexibility in case you're dealing with different statements or different billing periods, what we can do is just use the max function, which will grab the largest value in here. And so obviously it's going to grab the number 30. Right, so that gives us 30 days. And now let's multiply that by our daily interest of about 14 cents. And that tells us that our total monthly interest for the month, based on this average daily balance and this daily periodic rate, is going to be $4.22. Now, obviously, this can change drastically if we've got a higher rate or if we've got a larger balance. Let's say we start with a $5,000 balance right off the bat. You can see now our monthly interest charge is $74, so significantly higher than if we start off with a zero balance. So the advantage of using a template, setting it up like this, is you can do a lot of different what-if scenarios, and you can budget for how much your interest charge may be for the month based on your balance and your expected purchases and any payments that you plan to make along the way. And obviously, ideally, if you pay off your credit card balance within the grace period, then you don't have to worry about the interest charges at all. But the purpose of this is really just to show you how you can calculate this. And whether you're doing this in Excel or Google Sheets, the process is identical. There aren't any special functions or formulas that are available in one or the other for this purpose. All we really needed for this was, enter in our APR, divide by 365, do an average, and maybe the max function, but nothing that's exclusive to one or the other. So the process would be identical, and this is effectively the same as the image I started with at the start of this video. The only difference is really just updating the formatting to make it look the same. But other than that, this is how you can create a really simple calculator to determine your interest expenses over the course of the month. So the benefit of doing this way, obviously you can do it manually and just do a one-time calculation, but by doing it this way, you can create I'll call it a credit card interest calculator that you can reuse over and over again for your purposes. And so whether you're taking out a new card or just want to forecast out what your expenses are going to be for the month, this template and this breakout will allow you to do that quite easily. So hope you found this video useful, and thanks so much for watching.